Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be talking about iPads and how they actually are quite a big thing around the world and what you can mostly use them for. Now before I get started, please be sure to be subscribed to the channel, it helps out the channel a lot. And yeah, let's just get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year or even more. And yeah, but let's just get straight to the topic. So iPads are probably one of the biggest things from Apple and is actually one genre of tech that is hard for any other company to beat, like Samsung, Huawei, and even more. So iPads are actually the best you can get with tablets, basically. Now, obviously, Apple has 4 different iPads, which I'll go through right now, but these things, they're quite interesting. Do excuse the sound in the background. There is construction work not far from where I'm recording, so please ignore that. But basically, you have the normal iPad, which has recently been updated. You have the new iPad mini with the 6th gen, which also is basically newly updated. It was like announced back in, I think it was last year or 2020. So yeah, it's actually not too old with the latest update. They also have the new iPad Air, which now has the M1 chip, which is quite insanely powerful. And then you also have the most famous iPad, and probably one that people get instead of getting a MacBook, which is the iPad Pro. Now, iPads with the M1 chip, for example, with the iPad Air and the iPad Pro, I keep on trying to say Mac for some reason, but basically these two iPads are extremely powerful with the M1 chip. Now, I have done a video a bit on the whole topic between the iPad Air and iPad Pro basically being the same thing, but just different screen sizes. But these things are extremely powerful. I mean, the M1 chip is probably the most powerful Apple chip that you have in the market. I mean, it's Apple's own chips and they do extremely well. Also, you have the M1 Ultra, M1 Max, Pro, and Ultra. So those are other chips, but the M1 chip itself is quite powerful by its own specs. But basically, there is obviously the topic of the iPad Pro, where people will buy the iPad Pro instead of getting a MacBook, for example, and just get the keyboard, which Apple does sell. Because you can basically just use it as a laptop when you want to, and then you can just take the keyboard off and just use it as a normal screen to watch, for example, Netflix in bed, or, you know, just enjoying shows. So obviously the iPads have a lot of use with them. Not only can you use it for work, but you can use it for education, you can use it for your job, for example. I mean, with the iPad mini 6th gen, when they re-announced it, or redesigned it of new tech, they still use it as an example for flight, to have the checklist or even just all the standard information that you need. So the iPads are really useful. Now obviously with the new iPad Air that was announced not too long ago, basically February, and with the M1 chip, the thing is the same price. It's 12,000 Rand basically, which is the same price as a PS5 with the disc version, which I think is around about $500. No, well, $699 I believe, or $600 last time I checked. But basically, this is a good start to having a very powerful little tablet that can do a lot, like editing, photo editing, or videography, photography, design. There's so much more. I mean, you can even do coding on iPad, which is all because of Swift, which I believe is Apple's own like training app and code for you to make your own apps, games, and even more. But Apple has basically made the best thing, which is hard to really beat. I mean, Samsung can't really compete against Apple with their tablets, which is not bad. I mean, obviously Samsung, they have better cameras with certain cases with the zoom, which I'm not gonna lie is a true fact, because I am an Apple person. I prefer to be in an Apple ecosystem. besides gaming side, which I'll probably use Windows or console. But if we're drifting from the topic, but iPads are something that is hard to really beat. And I don't think at the moment anyone will be able to beat them until something happens. But iPads are probably the best thing to get right now, especially if you are in school. I'll say if you are in a school that accepts tablets for education, because the one school I used to go to before I started homeschooling is Kira Buckenfeld, a bit of a shout out I guess. They have tablets which, well, you can use a tablet for your textbook. So instead of having all those heavy books, which I think all schools should do this, but instead of having all the textbooks in your bag, which can actually lead to back problems, you can have an iPad or a laptop, for example, but probably iPad mostly. And you can even take notes with the keyboard, or even use the Apple Pencil, for example, which is very useful. I mean, Apple still presents the iPad for school projects, which is actually quite useful, especially if you're wanting to let the students have more creative freedom into doing their work. Because obviously, nowadays, using your creativity is probably the best thing you can do, which is why I'm doing YouTube, the game development, and even more. But iPads are insane, and I think Apple will probably do more projects, but I mean, I'm not sure. Apple does have a lot of stuff, but we'll see. But otherwise, that's all I have to say for today's video. And I know today's video was a bit different, or a bit weird topic, but it is something that I just had in my mind that I wanted to talk about, because iPads are quite strong in their generation, well, their category. That's all to say for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out my Twitch. I am streaming this week, and I'll be doing a stream on Saturday night because it is my birthday, so I'm going to do a birthday stream. But otherwise, hope you have a great day. See you guys next video and be safe. And yeah, bye.